So welcome to today's video. We're going to go through a full training series of what exactly I'm doing with my training at the moment. So I'm currently following a push-pull leg split with a 2 days on, 1 day off type of rotation. Today we have the mother of all workouts, it's legs. So we're going to get into today's session here at Benouche Gym. It's already ridiculously hot. It's about 8:45 and it's 35 degrees. I'm sweating like a filthy animal. I've just done 10 minutes of warm up on the Stairmaster. I also do 10 minutes afterwards as well as we're focusing on the summer shredded season. So we're going to do our warm-up mobility routine, then go adductor, standing hamstring curl and some other bits and pieces. So throughout these sessions, I'm going to take you through why I'm doing each exercise and some alternatives you can swap in if you don't have the same equipment I have available. Okay, so exercise number one, we're going to focus on adductor, so big muscle. It's actually 5 muscles of adductor that run through the middle of our groin. So this stabilizes the hip and also adds a lot of the muscle mass here that makes your legs look a lot bigger. So if you've got skinny little weedy legs, training adductors make a big difference. Also a great way to warm up. Most machines aren't heavy enough, hence stacking a 20 kilo plate on there. So we're going to do 3 sets to start with and then go into the next exercise. Okay, so next up in terms of prioritising muscle groups, most people have overdeveloped quads and tiny little puny hamstrings. So what I always do is I start with hamstrings first. Again, it helps to warm up the knee. So you're doing unilateral hamstring work by using standing hamstring curl, which is really allowing us to focus on the short position. So we've done 1 warm-up set and then we're going to do 2 working sets of like 12 to 15 reps roughly. So the main compound exercise we're going to do today is a pendulum squat, exhibit A. Now, you don't want to be a fucking vagina. You see this stump thing here? That thing, you want to fuck right off. So that's basically what you want to use if you want to use a half squat and you want to make 0 gains in absolute, you haven't taken the tampon out. So make sure you're doing full reps. So the goal of pendulum squat is knee flexion. So basically get your hamstring to touch your calf. If you don't have a pendulum squat, use a hack squat would be another great example. If you don't have either of those, probably find a new gym. With me, my only suggestion. Or you could do a barbell squat or a leg press, but my opinion. So we're going to do 3 sets of this. We're going to warm up, probably do 2 to 3 warm up sets, and then do a heavier working set, and then start to go lighter and lighter and lighter. I'm going to try not to die because it's very hot. So that's an increase of 5 kilos on last week. When you train to failure, that's basically it. When you get stuck at the bottom of the machine, so I couldn't get up at that. And if I had a training partner, they could have probably guided me through 1 more rep. But that's what we're talking about in training failure, when you can't actually do any more. And this is why a pendulum squat and hack squat is better than something like a barbell squat, because you can't do a barbell squat to failure safely, whereas this I can do, in particular without a spotter. It's also really difficult to breathe because it's about 40 degrees in here, which makes it even more challenging. Okay, so next up what we are doing a split squat, holding up on one hand, and we're going to do a front foot raise. So the reason we're doing this is a superb way to unilaterally train each leg to get the balance within our quads, hamstrings and glutes. They'll build the overall aesthetic physique we want, and also stability and strength, which is key. So we're going to do 1 set of this to failure, roughly 15 reps, and then we'll drop set actually, we'll do 15 reps roughly, and then as many as we can body weight. It's fun. So we'll see how this goes. So some setup tips for this. The reason we're doing the front foot raised, it allows us to load our quad more than our hamstring and glutes. So you want to have a step or even a stack of plates, probably about 2-3 feet in front of you, depending on your stride length. You want to hold the dumbbell in the opposite hand to the front foot, and you want to push also as you're driving yourself up through your back foot against the bench. So that's it in terms of setup. Always use wrist straps, so these are CJ coaching ones. We'll drop a link on screen and below the video as well now. So 1 set, drop set to failure. Okay, so next up we're doing a single leg extension. So what's really important with this is you don't do this. You don't open your leg out and externally rotate. We want to make sure the joint is stacked, so going in a straight line, because the knee is a hinge joint. It just wants to open and close. It doesn't want to rotate. And the reason again we're doing single leg is to try and focus on balance between our quads, because you naturally have a more dominant side than the other. So rep range, we do 1 set, 15-20 reps. Just really controlled, and you want to think about pointing your toe at yourself at the top, because that'll actually contract your calf, which will provide more support behind the knee. Okay, so now we're doing more hamstring work. So we're doing like a V stance deadlift with 1 dumbbell. So like split stance. So what you want to do, if I'm holding the dumbbell in my right hand, as I come down, I'm going to drive this hip back, keep a slight bend in this knee, and I'm trying to load the hamstring there. And when I get to the bottom position, I'm thinking about contracting through this hamstring forwards to then come and pull up. So we're trying to almost pivot through the hamstring to drive through the movement. Around 12 to 15 reps each side, 2 sets, and then we do 1 more hamstring exercise. Okay, so final exercise for hamstring, we are doing a lying hamstring curl. So this is going to train the hamstring for the full range of motion. One of the big key points for this, use the handles. Pull the handles down, contract your lats. This will stabilize your hips. And think about bringing your legs through as an arc. In terms of rep range, I'd suggest 15 to 20 reps, just 1 extra set. Now for the rest of the workout, I finish with calves as the final piece of the masterpiece.